in a pineapple under the sea.
SpongeBob SquarePants!
Absorbent and yellow and porous is he.
SpongeBob SquarePants!
If nautical nonsense.
Evening, everybody. This is Anthony from Airsoft, and I think this gun is okay.
And this is Robby. I'm not sure what I think about the fish gun yet, but hopefully I'll reach a consensus by the end of the video.
Alright, so what we have here before us is the Elite Force.
These Elite Force?
Yeah, Elite Force, Elite Series, Beretta
Elite Squared.
ARX-160 airsoft gun. Alright, so that's a mouthful. I think it's kind of cool. Robbie, how do you feel about it?
Well, it's a salmon.
It does look like a fish.
It is a salmon.
It's Italian.
So, yeah, the Italians got a little nuts with this one, but I do appreciate it. And from what I hear, we actually have a real gun friend that came in, and he said the real versions of these are actually really, really cool. And he actually prefers them over the Scars, which is sort of the same theory behind this platform, which is interesting to me.
Let's go through some of those sweet features that this has.
Enough with the jokes.
All right, so
Serious.
We're going to start off at the front. The first thing that's cool about this gun is up front, you have a removable inner and outer barrel. It's a quick change barrel, basically. So the way this works, it's got these two tabs right here.
Hey,
oh, look at that. You pull, and then bam. There's it comes with the
skadoosh.
The top half of the hop-up, outer barrel, inner barrel, all in one shot. Boom, there it is.
Jam it back in.
So that's pretty cool. I'm a big fan of that. I think that's kind of neat. No aftermarket hop-ups though, so no Pro Wins, Promi Perfects, or whatever you were thinking. You're stuck with what you get with this one. Up front, then you have a pretty decent amount of rail space. You have this. You have two side rails. You have one on this side, and obviously you have one that mirrors it on the other. You have this bottom rail section right here, and you have a monolithic top rail that's for optics and stuff like that. On the bottom, if you remove this little piece of plastic that's feels like it's glued on, this piece right here actually slides all the way off, and you'll have a thicker rail right here as well as a pass-through hole right here. And what that's for is that's for mounting the Beretta ARX-160 specific grenade launcher. It works very similar to the Scars.
Cool.
The Scars EGLM. It works almost identical. It drops down out around.
Pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
Okay.
Then what we have right here is we have sling points up front right here. We have a locking faux bolt right here with this guy. And I believe you can switch the charging handle's orientation, though I haven't.
It's probably like a little tab on the inside.
I think it has like a screw or something. I don't know. We haven't tried it.
There's something fishy.
Yeah,
fishy going on.
Bear that
Hey.
All of the controls are ambidextrous. So with the controls, you have a mag release right here. You have a fire selector right here, which has a very short throw. It's only like a 15 or 20 degree turn. Like that's not very far. It has a micro switch trigger, so it has a really nice, cool trigger pull. You feel that click, and then it shoots. It's actually pretty nice. On the bottom, you have something that's different from the real firearm, but kind of cool. On the real firearm, this is your bolt release. On this one, this is also your bolt release, but it's also your mag release. So you can both check your hop up, release the bolt, and pull the mag all with one switch, which is weird, but that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool.
Neat.
You have another sling point. Remember, everything that I'm showing you on this side of the weapon is completely mirrored on the opposite side, so it's kind of cool. On this side, we have the another sling point right here. Across the top of the gun, we have pop-up iron sights. Boosh! Like that. They're AR-15-like. They're like an AR-15. I don't know. The iron sights I'm not a fan of. I'm not gonna lie on that. That's just a Beretta thing, though. It's not my thing. The rear aperture on the iron sight rotates around.
It does spin.
It does spin. It has an arrow, as well as numerals to indicate what aperture you're looking at. Those numerals represent for hundreds of meters. So if you put on the 4, that's for the 400 meter aperture. That'll align the firearm when you aim down the sights for a 400 meter shot. Then in the back, we have a couple of cool features. We have a adjustable stock for length of pull.
that actually locks on the other side, like a lot of HK guns. So if you're used to that G36 or UMP style lock on the other side, there's no button or anything. There's no internal button required. You just yank it, and it folds right back to normal.
You got a sling point back here in the back, on the what I would call the left-hand side of the firearm. You have a button that releases the stock, much like the VFC style stocks. For the scars, there is no wiring exposed, so you don't have to worry about pinching any wires. It's got the leads hidden. This one also has a quick change spring. This rear plate comes off on the back, and then you can use I believe a hex key, open it up and change the spring if you need a little bit of higher FPS. Stock locks back in. On this side, you'll also have your unique serial number right here, which is pretty cool. It's made of nylon fiber because this is the Elite series. There is a competition series. The main difference between them, they have mostly similar internal parts. The competition series is made of ABS plastic versus this is nylon fiber. And it has a CQBR 10.5-inch barrel instead of this 14.5-inch barrel, which the 14.5-inch barrel, for people who don't know, is a 363 millimeter inner barrel. Overall, we got to shoot it out a little bit.
Shoots pretty good.
Shoots pretty good. Shoots at least 160, 70 feet. Like,
yeah, with a good BB weight.
With a good BB weight, it shoots pretty well, actually. So, I was really surprised, because usually proprietary hop-ups.
Do we know what the gearbox situation on this is yet? Have you taken one
We've
apart
taken
yet?
one kind of apart. It's V2-ish.
So it's basically, I think these are made by Ares, right?
I believe these are made by Ares.
So for those of you that have experience with the Ares Masadas, the PTS Masadas, who were also manufactured by Ares, I'm thinking it's probably a similar story with the way the V2 was sort of modified to fit the shape of the body and everything. So it's probably a similar idea behind this guy as it was to the ACR.
And I forgot, it's an electric blowback. So when you shoot, it goes clank, 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 clank.
I'll cycle in some of that right now.
Yeah, we'll put some of that in there.
See it shooting a little bit.
Overall, Robbie, if you had to give the Beretta ARX-160 from Elite Force mouthful,
yes,
what would be your take? If you had to say something about it.
I will give it like an out of 10.
You could do that. You could.
I'll do two salmons out of 10.
Two salmons.
Two salmons. That's equivalent to I'd say I give it a solid 8.5.
8.5.
9.
It's a good 8.5.
Nice. There's nothing really wrong with it. You know, it has a lot of cool features on it. You know, I would operate with it if forced.
For me, I would give it like an 8.5 or a 9 out of 10. It's got a good build quality. It's got a lot of really cool features. I see this being a really good contender for people who want an AR that's not an M4. And it's more different even than a SCAR or a Masada. So I think that this could be interesting for some people. I like it. I'd use it. You'd use it?
I would use it.
All right, cool. I mean, it's sweet. That's different.
It's gonna. I think it's gonna grow on me.
I think
it's just so new.
Yeah, it's definitely new. It's very new.
So odd. But.
All right, so we're gonna be doing more of these overview videos. Keep an eye out if you guys are interested in certain products or you guys want us to go over something and be honest about it.
Yeah, we're doing these videos in an attempt to not be biased toward the business, be a little different. So we're gonna give our honest personal opinions on these guns and the reviews that we do from now on as best as possible.
All right, so check us out on YouTube, Facebook. Whenever I get around to getting our Instagram going.
Yep. I'd really appreciate
busy.
if you subscribe to our YouTube. I've been trying to really one up myself on the editing lately, so I'm trying to get a lot better with it and reformat myself with everything. Good. So I think it's been going pretty well. But overall, once again, this has been Robbie.
This has been Anthony.
So you guys have a good night.
You too.